IT on Afro Connect. I am your host, AJK, and I have with me here. Okay, today we'll be discussing football because the English all the leagues are about to start this week, and just like we do it here, we discuss pure football, we discuss pure sport. Anything that has to do with sports is what we discuss here on Sports IT on Afro Connect. Today we'll be talking about the English Premier League, the Spanish La Liga, the Italian Seria A, and the French Ligue 1, because the season is about to start and it is going to be a very, very interesting season because so many clubs have actually strengthened their team, from Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, Tottenham. Everybody are getting really riled up for this season, and it promises to be a very, very interesting season. And we'll be here to give you a preview and a review of all the matches, everything about the English, everything about the leagues in Europe this season. We are going to be here to talk about it on Sport IT Afro Connect. Okay, let's move over to the predictions for the English Premier League. I and my crew will be talking about every league across Europe this season, how it's going to pan out, how we think it's going to pan out actually. The top 4 teams, the teams that are going to get relegated, the Golden Boot winner, the Champions League winner, FA Cup winner, Serie A winner, the Copa del Rey winner. Everything you want to know about football, we're discussing it here from now till May 2026. Like I said, I remain your host, AGK, man. Now let's dive into it. Diamond and IK. Let's talk about the English Premier League now. Who are your top 4 teams? Who do you think? What are your top 4 teams in the English Premier League this season? Diamond, you first.
I will go with Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City.
Chelsea winning the league?
No, okay, top 4. Yeah, Chelsea or Arsenal winning the league.
Arsenal.
Chelsea or Arsenal or Liverpool. But this is my top 4, but I don't know the order.
No, you have to have an order. Or
okay. Okay, the order, we go with Chelsea number 1.
Okay.
Liverpool number 2, Arsenal number 3, and Manchester City number 4.
Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City.
Yeah.
IK, do you agree?
To be honest, I think Diamond is a mind reader because he has basically just read my mind. Yes, I actually believe that Chelsea will shock the Premier League. No, that is what Chelsea does.
They will shock the Premier League, but winning the league,
yes.
This is a 38 game.
Yes.
This is not like the Club World Cup where they just played 7 games and they won. This is not like the Conference League where they are playing week in, week out, but not every week actually. But this is the league. There's a reason why it is called the league. Do you think Chelsea have that, that confidence, to hold? You saw what happened to them last season. They were there, then next thing they started dropping till it was by the grace of God that they qualified for the Champions League. So do you think they have that mental strength to continue to play and
Yes, given the progress I have seen from Chelsea between last season and this coming season, we've seen how they ended the season very well, winning the Conference League and the Club World Cup. Well, it's a gamble, but if I'm a gambling person, I'm going to go for Chelsea to win the league, Liverpool second, Arsenal third, and Manchester City fourth, just like Diamond said. That would be my prediction.
Looking at these 4 teams, Arsenal, they've got Gyökeres, they've got Zubimendi, Manchester City, they got Cheki, and some other players. Chelsea have got Joao Pedro, Liam Delap, and all that. Then Liverpool, we saw they've gotten Ekitike, Frimpong, Ritz, and if you watch the Community Shield, though they lost, but you can see that these guys that they brought in are beginning to show some sign of, Ritz got an assist, Ekitike got a goal, Frimpong got a goal, and a very, very wonderful goal at that. So don't you think this Liverpool team has, not okay, even looking at the fact that they are the defending champion, you should actually give it to them that they have strengthened and they are looking like they will defend this title? Because for me, I feel like they've got the best team right now. They've got a very, very wonderful from defense to attack. Notwithstanding, they are still looking at buying another defender in Maguire. the Crystal Palace captain. So if they can get a Maguire, I don't see anything stopping Liverpool from winning the league.
To be honest, talking about the Community Shield, when I watched that game, it gave me even more confidence that Chelsea would. Liverpool's performance was not spectacular. However, what I would say is if they are able to sign Isak,
okay,
it will be a game changer. I honestly hope that Newcastle hold on to Isak and do not allow him to go, because I feel he could be the difference. But until now, currently, given Liverpool's performance in the Community Shield, I'm even more confident that Chelsea could and would most likely win the league.
Looking at that, the Community Shield, I would say it is just due to the brilliance of Oliver Glasner, the Crystal Palace coach. I don't think there was anything spectacular, that Crystal Palace did in that game. And this is the beginning of the season. I expected Crystal Palace to win that game because this is a team that won Manchester City in the FA Cup final last season, and this is a team that has, along the line they've been able to the win against Manchester City has actually boosted their confidence. So I don't think Liverpool losing to them has anything to do with the league. Diamond, do you feel Liverpool losing to Crystal Palace is it the reason why you feel like they cannot win the league?
No, it's not the reason. It's just a one match. It's not a one game scenario. It's not the reason. But why I feel that Liverpool might find it harder this season is that, number one, Alan Slot, he'll be welcome this season fully now, because he has shown, like, let me say, what happened last season was unexpected.
Okay.
But now everyone now knows Liverpool as a defending champion, so it's not going to be easy for them. That's number one. And number two is how they can balance their attack and defense. In terms of attack, they are okay. Even from last season, attack have never been an issue. Okay. The issue is the defense.
Liverpool.
Yeah. Frimpong is not a right back. He's a wing back. And we know how wing backs find it difficult to defend. So I think Konate and Van Dijk don't have a competition so far. So they feel more relaxed. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. If they can sign the Gueye from Crystal Palace, I think it can improve the team. But in terms of being a balanced team, I think I'll give it to Chelsea.
Yes, Frimpong is a wing back. He plays at a wing back. Yes. Because of the kind of formation Xabi Alonso played in Leverkusen.
Yes.
You cannot say he cannot defend, because even if you are looking at it,
even in Netherlands, he's playing for a wing back.
Even if you are looking at it that way, do you think Arnold defends better than Frimpong?
They are the same thing.
So they are the same thing.
But then,
it is not a weakness on the side of Liverpool.
When Arnold was there, Robinson is good in defending. Okay. So Robinson, Van Dijk, post ACL injury, and maybe Matip, they are all there to make up for the Arnold deficiency in defense. But Frimpong is attack minded. Kekas is an attack minded, leaving Van Dijk and Konate exposed. And we all know that Van Dijk have not been the Van Dijk we know since coming back from ACL. So that is a major problem Liverpool need to address. Because I've been seeing it in their preseason. They need to work on that defense.
Yeah, they are going for Maguire now. So
Maguire,
they can get Maguire, and
it can help.
For me personally, I think Liverpool is a team to beat this season. They have a very well-structured team, and they've got loads of new players. Premier League proving Kekes is there right now. Yes, Frimpong is coming from the German Bundesliga, Fabian Ruiz is coming from the German Bundesliga, Ekitike is coming from the German Bundesliga. But these guys, I saw the first half of that game, and Liverpool actually played a very beautiful football in the first half of that game.
They don't have problem.
The only thing I feel that can stop Liverpool from defending this league is if Mo Salah does not turn up. But if Salah has a good season, I don't see anybody stopping Liverpool this season.
Like Ferguson said, that defense wins you league. If Liverpool, you can have the best attack. Like you look at Man City, they are after Liverpool, they have the best attack last season.
Yes.
But they went trophyless.
Yeah.
Defense wins you league. If they don't address that defensive issues, even Mo Salah and everything, they can't win the league without defense.
Okay, now let's move over to Chelsea, because I have a Chelsea fan at my right hand. Levi Colwill is out of the season.
Out of the season?
Basically, more or less.
Okay.
The whole,
ACL. So
Yes.
and he may not be the same Levi Kowi when he comes back.
ACL.
Because you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So Levi Kowi is out. Chelsea defense, you have a Badishio, you have a Cucurella, a very, very wonderful player. At the right back, we have a Rhys James, a world class. But the center midfielder and the center defense now, you have Tosin, you have Badishio, you have who else?
Vieira.
You have Chalobah. Chalobah is also injured. He got injured in the last match against AC Milan. Who again?
This Brazilian Portuguese
So,
guy,
yeah.
Vieira, that Portuguese
No,
guy.
he's not part of the
Okay.
team.
He's not part of the team.
Hato.
Okay, Hato that they go for
Yeah.
this thing. So do you think this crop of defenders can win you the league?
Okay, the last preseason match Chelsea played against AC Milan, to be honest, they exposed how fragile the Chelsea defense is.
Exactly.
So I think Chelsea's biggest issue would be the defense. However, what Chelsea has going on is that they have good defensive midfielders who could help
to make up
the deficiencies. If Caicedo is on his best game, he almost plays like a center back, cleaning up. You also have Rhys James, who can also play from center back or from right back or from even the midfield.
Do you have that confidence that Rhys James can go 38 games without getting it?
Well, that is
the Champions League.
Yeah, that is the big question. Can he stay fit?
Okay.
And to be honest, you've pointed out Chelsea's weak point, the defense, and it's a worry. Honestly, if Chelsea can sort out their defense, they're going to win this league.
That is why I'm going for Liverpool. That's why I'm going for Liverpool.
But Liverpool also has defensive issues as well.
If you are talking about defense, I think Arsenal has the best defense in this top four. Arsenal has the best defense.
At least as of last season.
As of last season. And there's even Sadis Mosquera from Valencia.
From Valencia, yes.
Yeah.
So they have the best defense. They have the best midfielders now. And
the best midfielders?
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Midfielders.
Yes,
now. Ahead of Chelsea.
Yes.
Who are the Arsenal midfielders?
Zubimendi is a world class. But you know, EPL fans.
Zubimendi a world class?
Yes.
No. Really? No.
You know, most people in EPL, not a world class because they're not proving himself.
Exactly.
But he's a good.
Does Zubimendi start for Chelsea?
Yes.
Who does he bench?
He will bench Enzo Fernandez.
Enzo
Fernandez.
No.
Do you know what?
Zubimendi cannot start.
You know what?
In that Chelsea midfield.
You know, most people don't really watch Real Sociedad game. Like I remember the Euro final, England versus Spain when Rodri got injured and left it. Every England fans there were happy that Rodri have left. I told them that this Mendy is almost like Rodri, and in the song having confirmed it. This Mendy is a very good addition to us. People don't, when the season starts, people will see what I'm saying. Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Odegaard is a problem for other teams.
But they're not the best midfield in the league. But I think time will tell.
Yeah, exactly. Time will tell. For me, I will even pick the Liverpool midfield ahead of the Arsenal midfield. I'll pick the Liverpool midfield ahead of the Arsenal midfield because the Liverpool midfield, you know, is comprised of experience. They have a lot of experience there. You get from what is his name? McAllister, Zoboslai. These guys are, you know, are proven winners. So I don't think, you know. So now, for me, I would say a Liverpool. You know, Liverpool is. I'm tipping Liverpool to win the league. Chelsea probably second. Arsenal third, the Manchester City fourth. Because I am not giving Manchester City any chance to win the league. But now let's look at the Arsenal team in total. You know, this guy has started scoring. Though it's just a preseason game, but he has started scoring. Do you think Arsenal has what it takes now that they have a Gyökeres? You know, they have the Zubimendi you're talking about. They have Madueke, you know, president of the Mandem FC.
They have no guard.
Yes, they have no guard now. So do you think they can?
Yeah, I believe they can do it. If they have the right mentality going into the season, they can do it. because their attack have never been their problem, defense have never been their problem. But I think Arsenal needs to work more on their mentality now.
Arteta needs to work more on the mentality, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They should not drop points where they should not drop where they're supposed to get like maximum 3 points. All this Saturday afternoon going to maybe Sunderland to drop point. If they can avoid that, Arsenal is going to prove a point this season.
Will they prove a point? Proving a point to be winning the league now. That's what they've been proving their point.
Winning a trophy.
Honestly,
they have been trophy for like going to 2 seasons now.
Win a trophy. Okay. We'll come to that. Now, moving over to Manchester United. You know, for me, I would say their attack is scary. Cunha, Mbeumo, Sesko, Bruno Fernandes. You know, Ahmad.
Ahmad
is going to play as a wing back.
Yes,
so really,
yes.
He moved into a
wing back. Yes. So we're going to limit his attacking.
But that makes it dangerous too.
But these 4 guys, Cunha, Sesko, Mbeumo, and Bruno Fernandes. Do you think these guys, if they start, okay, let me just put it this way. How long do you think it's going to take these guys to start balling for Manchester United?
I think it may not take much. Like maybe in the first 5 games, they're supposed to have gelled and start playing well. But the question is now, how are they going to do to their defense? Because maybe this coach wants to sacrifice. Maybe if Man U can score you 5, he scored them 3. So, but their defense will have a problem this season. And coupled with they are not looking for keeper, because I think they said yesterday they are no longer looking for goalkeeper again. So they are going in with Onana, who did not play pre-season with them. So I don't know how it's going to be.
But personally, I think Onana is a very good goalkeeper.
He's a very good goalkeeper, but
I don't just know that
mistake.
It's not even mistake. There's this kind of pressure unnecessary pressure that they put on Onana, and he makes this mistake that he makes. Onana, for me, any day I'll pick Onana ahead of Sanchez of Chelsea. Yeah. Personally, I'll pick Onana ahead of Sanchez.
I would not do.
As a Chelsea fan, you will not. You will defend your player.
No, but to be honest, Onana does not win a team in the league with his
errors. The league now. But will Sanchez win the league?
No.
So we are predicting Chelsea to win the league.
Just have one World Cup for Chelsea.
How many games?
But the thing is, if you've seen the last few games, you can actually tell that Sanchez is
improved.
Yes. His confidence seems to be coming up, and he's improving. I'm sure. I believe Sanchez were derailing, but let me just say this: I believe Sanchez will prove to be the difference between Chelsea winning the league and not winning it for the right reasons.
Okay.
We saw him perform during the World Cup. I think he's going to carry that form into the
league. Let's just go.
But talking about pressure in Manchester United, Manchester United is one of the biggest clubs in Europe, not only in the UK. So if you are going there, you know what is demanded of you. So you have to expect those pressure. If you cannot perform in Manchester United, that means you are not a world class
player.
So the pressure should be coming.
For Man U, I think their new players, Mbeumo, Cunha, those guys are Premier League. They are established in the Premier League. They are not new. Sheshko will have to wait and see, because he's still a young boy and he's coming from.
But the guy is very lethal. He's a very, very lethal striker.
Well, the Premier League is a different kettle of fish. We have to.
When I watched Sesko play, I remember Berbatov.
With Manchester City, I think something still feels off from last season. What happened last season was a shock for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And it seems to me, watching from the outside, that Pep Guardiola's energy, excitement, his ginger seems to be dropped. Then again, the whole Pep Guardiola tiki-taka, it seems like it's been exposed. It's no more going to be business as usual, and it seems Rodri is injured again.
Yeah,
I think I read that
he's coming back in September.
So I know they've signed very exciting player Cheki, grinders and all, but I see something seems to be off, you know, and I don't see them winning the league. Haaland again is not as lethal as he was before, you know. So this is why I'm not giving them I'm giving them fourth. But however, you can't really rule them out.
Yeah. Diamond, why did you pick fourth for Manchester City? Manchester is a big team.
It's a big, yeah, but just like he said, they are a team on rebuild now.
Yeah.
Though he started late, but he's on a rebuild. I would be so surprised if Man City wins the league this season, which I doubt. But I heard news that are going for Donnarumma. Donnarumma is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So if he can get it, it's an upgrade for him also. But something is off in the attack. Yeah. Even the last preseason match against Parma, the attack is not as much. We all know how Manchester City can be.
Yeah.
So something is still off. If Guardiola can just find a solution to it, I think they can go all the way to at least first or second, if he can.
Okay, now let's move to the Serie A. What are you giving it to?
Napoli.
Napoli.
Yeah.
Again.
Yes.
For me, it's either Napoli or Inter Milan. But I'll probably stick with Napoli because Inter Milan, they've just changed
the coach.
AC Milan changed the coach.
I'm going to go, but you know, there's this thing about Conte. He always has a very good first season. Yes, but the second season he seems to struggle. But I think I'll go with Napoli.
And he has actually done it with Inter Milan. He did it with Juventus and did it with Napoli.
So that is he knows the league very well.
He knows the league very
well. Another team is AC Milan with this Allegri.
Allegri.
So he's an experience. He had won the league I think 5 times in a row with Juventus. So and he's going to prove himself with AC Milan also. But I think I'll go with Napoli. They have strengthened their team to compare last season. Addition of the Kevin De Bruyne and Kevin De Bruyne is an upgrade to compare last season.
Okay, now the German Bundesliga. Who are we giving it to?
The usual suspects, Bayern. I don't see.
Dortmund.
No. It's Bayern because Bayern Leverkusen have already been weakened. Frimpong is no longer there. Their coach has been taken. So they are best.
They have Erik Ten Hag now.
But he needs to adapt. And remember, they are taking their best player. Liverpool are taking their best player.
Erik Ten Hag is not really a great. He's
a good coach. He's a good coach.
I watched the preseason with Chelsea.
For me, preseason is not. I will not judge a team by preseason for me.
Well, for me, Bayern.
Yes. I will pick Dortmund because we are coming back to this video in May. Now, the Spanish La Liga. It's going to be a very interesting season. Very interesting between Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
For me, I would pick my darling Real Madrid, White Angels. You know, I know it's going to be a very difficult season for them because they are getting a new coach, but I feel like they have a more experienced team than Barcelona. You get, and this is no longer the time where you have an Ancelotti, a legend for that matter, who doesn't actually. To me, I see Ancelotti. He doesn't actually bring out his A game, or he no longer brings out his A game again like he used to do, you know. But now they've got Xabi Alonso. It's going to be a very, very close, though it has always been a close one in the Spanish La Liga between Real Madrid and Barcelona. But do you think Madrid has what it takes, or do you think otherwise? Okay.
Actually see Barcelona returning their title this year, simply because I think the team spirit is with Barcelona. Barcelona seems to be a close group of team, continuing with the same coach. Real Madrid is going through a transition period. I know they have quality players, a young good coach. I say good, he's not proven yet, if he
not
can,
proven?
no, he's not. If he can do it with Real Madrid this year, then maybe.
He did it with Bayer Leverkusen.
He did very well in Liverpool.
Unbeaten.
Yes, but how did the second season go?
You know, even the best coaches, some of them have a very, very good second season. So
Well, he's an upcoming coach. He's still a young guy. The pressure will be a lot. So based on these reasons, I think Barcelona will win the league in the Spanish La Liga.
I'm a Barcelona fan, so I don't expect anything more. But do you think your team has what it takes to go all the way and win the league again?
Yes, I believe they have what it takes to win the league again, and also Alonso has some work to do because this is his first season coming to La Liga, and he needs to work on the egos in the dressing room. If he can manage them and that makes everyone happy, which might be very difficult task for him, but if he can do that, they will compete very well. But I will go with Barcelona.
Okay. Let's be like this. Aside, you're a Chelsea fan, you're a Barcelona fan. Aside Chelsea and Barcelona, which club do you think will win the Champions League this season?
To be honest, because of the business of this summer transfer window, I think the Champions League will be going to EPL.
Okay.
So I might pick Liverpool. Yes.
I think PSG. Let me just.
PSG.
Yes.
Okay. Personally, for me, I would say the Champions League will go to the club that has always won it. Real Madrid. You know, they just come out and surprise everybody. They do it every season. So I think they will still surprise us this season. This is all we have for you today on Sport IT on Afro Connect. I remain your host HK. Thanks for watching.